I'm okay with when people like say something, but when you feel like this force, like okay, like if someone's like, I don't like
Mhm.
fuck with that, or like I don't like that, like
Yeah,
you know, I wouldn't do that. I don't. That's fine. But
that's
when you
fine.
feel like this, when you feel like this, like energy being really like pushed into your like of like
And it hits you in your
judgment,
stomach.
like a really heavy thing, that's like a projection for me.
Yeah, when it
Like
hits you in your
yeah,
stomach and
yeah,
you're like
yeah.
almost sick, like, oh my God, did you say that?
Yeah, so no, so I just had a situation with this. So
Like,
this is what I had to like, actually someone reminded me of this. So as women, we are like our sacral area, and it's open a lot. So what we need to
mhm.
do is like in that time, like if we think something might happen, or even in the morning, you have to dial it down, like close it up a little bit, like, which is like literally you can do it with intention. um if you think of like these wheels, the
Uh-huh.
chakra, like you turn it down so it's just not so open to receiving other people's projections
Oh,
and like fields.
I
And
think I'm low key like building that as a thing, like, and don't even know it. That's why I've been
building what?
like that, like learning how, not, I wouldn't probably say build, but learning how to like maybe shut
Strengthening.
it down where I'm not accepting it. Like I refuse to accept unless it's literally given to me to learn, or you know what I mean, or feed me in some type of positive way. Like, because even negative things, I'm okay with taking negativity too, because I've learned a lot through negative. Like
Mhm.
I probably learned more through a negative situation than a positive situation. But it's those things that where I feel it and it's like, this is just judgment. This is just you being, judgmental. This is not healthy at all. This is not going to benefit me. This doesn't serve me. And I'm learning how to like literally like close myself to
Protect.
that, where I can like I'm building a protection shield around me from that,
Yeah.
because those things can definitely dictate how you feel and what you go through. Just hearing people and how they think about you. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
Is that
Hmm.
something
yeah.
you think, Moon, that celibacy could help? Because I know, like you spoke about, like you were celibate for, I think, like you said, like 2 years and 9 months or something like that, right?
Yeah,
And
crazy.
Yeah, I was interested to hear,
I have a
yeah.
trainer, like he actually, at one point, he went a year. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm. A year is good. Yeah.
with during that time, would you
That's
say,
it.
because you spoke of like the celibacy healing sexual trauma, right? And then you also spoke about how somebody can be so celibate to where it can become unhealthy. Like, if you wouldn't mind dive into like the benefits of someone, being celibate, and when they know like, okay, it's going a little bit too far, now it's time to release and let
Yeah.
yourself, you know what I'm saying, get back into it.
For me, I think I just wasn't really being satisfied by the sex that I was having.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to focus on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it just helped clear my field. I mean, even in my head, because you never know, like if you start having sex with someone and then there's emotional things and then you get hurt. Like I didn't even want to deal with that anyway. Or dumb things like, oh, he didn't call, or like, like I mean, I'm not like into the playing
Yeah.
games, but you never know. You're like, he didn't text me, like, or dumb shit like that. I don't have
Yes.
time for that right now. Or I did, and I
Yes.
don't now either. But like, um, any of that. So it was like on multi levels, and then definitely the energetic level, and then I mean, it's just a choice. Like, I'm not saying people should do it, but I think like if people are always if they're constantly bitching about their sex and their partners and this and that, then it might be a good idea for them. Um,
Right.
because it's like then you won't have to bitch about shit for like a while at least. At least,
Right.
at least don't, like, I mean, just think of it in different, whatever
It's
way.
like, help yourself, please.
Yeah, yeah. Like, why did, I mean, you have to come to that reason on your own, like, I wouldn't listen to somebody who said to do it, because I know some teachers say, like, don't do it, but it really needs to come from a place where, um, like, within,
Yourself.
yeah.
It
Do
needs
you
to
feel
come from
somebody could
you.
subconsciously project something on another person if they have that energy exchange? You know what I'm saying? As far as like, can somebody literally like could you see where you may let somebody in, right?
Mhm.
And after you and that person have sex with each other, you start to feel like, damn, some of the shit they got going on in their life is being projected upon you just because of that energy exchange.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about like all the times that we probably had sex drunk, you know what I mean? And whatever the hell's going on, you don't even really know. I mean, drinking definitely creates holes in your auric field, and then the other person also. And then it's just like, even if it's not intentional, like, things get mixed around, especially during, you don't like, basically for the drunkenness, it's like, you don't even know. But then if it's like, let's say it's somebody who you're having sex with, that's just kind of like, you know how like some guys, like they'll be like aggressive, like, I mean, or like, well, I don't know. I mean, and it's like almost like we kind of like that because we didn't really know, like we thought that was cool that they're like, like all their shit out on us and we liked it. Like, I don't think that's good anymore. It's like, nah, I don't want it like that. Like, like back then it would be okay. Or I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Or, I mean, that's another example, but like, then there's people like they have sex and then they may even feel shame after. I mean, there's so many different things that that they could feel like, or like, like degrading women, like, like just like, or like, thinking that like using, or there's so many weird things. Like, I don't want to be with someone who's having those thoughts and those feelings as they're having sex with me. You know what I mean? Or as we're doing this act of like intimacy. And that is actually when you want the sacral chakra open. So it's kind of like really just like nurturing and loving and stuff. And then if it is open, then you're getting like people's like weird stuff. But I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's just being smart about it and understanding that, like, even if it takes like, you don't have to be celibate to understand that, but it like, you know what I mean? But understand that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause you can at least get into where you're choosing wisely when to use this energy and who you're using it with. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm in that right now. Like, I was telling them before, I thought, because we came to a realization that, you're not really addicted. You just go through this thing, whatever. But I thought I was addicted to sex. I was.
When you had a partner, or when you were like, or just
both. Like, yeah, it wasn't like where I'm on a rampage and like it's a different guy, like like I'm not. It wasn't that bad, but even if I'm with it, like I was in a 5-year relationship, we even ended up married. And I mean, it was a situation, we both had that problem, but he had that problem outside of the home too, as well. So it wouldn't be just with me, it would be with other people. And then when I did become single and I broke from that, like it would like, I would try to like latch on someone else to be that way with, but quickly realize like this not worked out now. So now I'm finding somebody else. Now I'm finding someone else because that didn't work out. And then I'm like, wait a minute now, shit, you can't do that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be out here like swapping them out because they ain't work. Right. So it got to a point where when you said it got for you where you wasn't satisfied anymore, that's when I hit to like, but I don't even like this shit. Like, I don't like what I'm doing right now. Like, and if I can't find what's right for me right now, then I just need not to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other things, I started feeling like, I just felt like my vibrations were getting higher, and I started realizing stuff on my own, like who I was and trying to figure out who I was. And so I just got to a point too where I'm like, I'm a goddess. You can't touch me. Like I got that at that point. That's where I'm at that point. Like, for real. Like, I'm at that point where I'm like, nah. You can't. Like, if you are not here to like serve me good and be a god next to a god, like I can't do that. Not sexual. I could talk all day on the phone with you and all that, but I'm not having sex with anybody that.
Yeah, I think like from what you were saying, like when you like doing it, or for people listening that they're just constantly doing it all the time, it's like, what is it feeding? Is it feeding your ego? Is it feeding some sort of need for attention, or some need for like release, or like
because I was counting on other people to give me the confidence or the love, the happiness, the anything I thought I needed. I was counting on other people, and when I realized that, I'm like, I'm counting on other people knowing damn well someone could never treat me as good as I could treat myself. You know what I mean? And I just got that point because I was like filling in. I was realizing like how lazy I was. Like, you don't do it yourself, so now you're trying to get other people to do it. You know what I mean? So I had to like reverse it. And work hard, because that's work. When you get into you, it's work. It's not something that happens over the night. I'm literally a student right now as we speak.